Why, hello and welcome. Whether you are watching the replay or watching live, my name is Dan Parker, and my channel is all about moving to San Diego. I have this live on Facebook and on YouTube, and if you are on either of those platforms, feel free to write in with any questions that you might have. Starting with, why don't you guys go ahead and start in with letting us know where you're from. All right, and we actually have a special guest on today, Mr. Bern McGovern. How you doing today, Bern?
Good, man. How you doing?
We're doing fantastic.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little delayed. My kids are running around outside, and I think one of them's crying right now, so that's great.
Does it all change once you become 40, Bern?
It all goes downhill once you hit 40, Dan. Just so you know. It's been really great. My daughter is crying outside the door. Okay.
Well, happy birthday to you, Bern.
Thanks, man. Just turned 40 this past weekend, so it's don't feel a day over 50.
Well, so we're just getting started here, just introducing myself and you. If anyone doesn't know you, you have the #1 moving to San Diego real estate channel on YouTube, if you ask me.
Well, for the time being, I feel like you're gaining on me quickly, though, Dan. So hopefully, between both our channels, we're helping a lot of people throughout the country here. So people find them helpful, and we'll keep putting out the content as long as people still keep watching it. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So game plan for today is we're basically just going to go over. I have a couple like local news items I think are really fun to talk about.
Sure.
One, I'm going to be really interested to hear if you've heard of yet, Bern. Okay. And then we'll get into some Q&A. So if you are watching us live, definitely write in some comments, some questions, anything having to do with San Diego. We'll definitely talk about the housing market a little bit, but this is pretty much anything to do with San Diego, living here, moving here, all that kind of stuff.
Sounds good.
All right. And I think the plan is we're going to try and do this every other week. Is that right, Bern?
Yeah, maybe we'll kind of switch channels back and forth and just trying to get answer people's questions, because apparently there's a lot of people trying to move to San Diego and people that live here already. Obviously, we want to talk about that as well.
So let's start off. Oh, here we go. All right. So starting off, here's Bern's YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the link below in the comment section below. So if you're watching this video, you can always take a look at Bern's channel. He puts out some great content, and we have some more collaborations coming up soon. So I'm looking forward to a lot of that.
I should have done that for you when we did it on our. I don't even know how you did that. So,
well, we get a little bit better every time, Bern.
That's a little bit, and maybe I'll show up on time for you next time. So
it's all right. Life happens.
Yes.
So, Bern, have you seen this?
What is this? Why 14,000 people are interested in these 200 new San Diego homes? I have not. What homes are these?
Do you want to guess?
Is it 3 Roots?
It's 3 Roots.
Yes, I figured as much.
So this is 3 Roots is the new community that's being built in San Diego. I'll show you where it's at right now. So it's pretty central. Like, I wouldn't call this North County, right?
It's kind of just below, like it's almost on the border of North. I kind of think the 56 is kind of the border of North County.
Okay.
And then, everyone has their own definition of it, but like Mira Mesa is technically not North County. Is what people tell me at least. So. Yeah.
So, and that's the way that I see it as well. You want to be as close to the water as you can in San Diego. That's what's the most demand. I think once you get past the 15 on the east, it just starts to become really kind of far away from the water. And so I think that it's a really great location. The community, if you actually go to the website, it's really cool what they're doing. They have 3 different builders. They have Lennar, they have California West, and Shea Homes.
Correct.
And how many clients are you working with that are trying to get homes here?
Oh, maybe 6 to 8 probably that have definitely inquired about them. Maybe they might not definitely buy it there, but they definitely interested in it. So
yeah. And I have 5 clients who have signed up for the priority list. So here's the thing. There's not a lot of new construction in San Diego. We know that there were a lot of people. There's a lot of demand for this new community. And I thought the list was hundreds of people long. And I started thinking about it over the other
people.
Yeah, 14,000 people registered for, and they only have 200 homes available this year. There's going to be 1,800 homes total. So this is going to be a fantastic new community. But if you haven't gotten on the priority lists yet, it's going to be a challenge. You probably, I mean, if you keep sticking through, this build's going to keep going through 2025. So maybe later on you might have some opportunity, but you're probably not going to have an opportunity anytime soon.
Yeah, I told people that were interested to get on that priority list the day that it got released, because it was, I knew it was going to be pretty crazy.
So this is the new, we need more new construction in San Diego. That's the moral of the story on this.
We need more land too. There's not enough land to build on either too. So
yeah.
And so I've had some people not love the area that it's, I mean, I think it's central to San Diego, but you're kind of like in between Mira Mesa and Miramar. So you get a little of that, the Air Force base or Navy base over there. So you get some airplane noise. You know, it's not, I think the community will be really nice, but maybe sometimes the area surrounding it might not be everyone's favorite in San Diego. So
for sure.
But
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's see who's logged in here. All right. Oh, we got someone from Connecticut. Best advice for moving to San Diego, Bern?
Oh, jeez. Save your money, probably. I mean, it is expensive here, but I think there's every different, whatever you make financially, there's definitely a place that you could find. You're probably not going to be on the beach, but there's still affordable places comparatively to, you're not going to live in Del Mar for a 1-bedroom apartment. But if you went to, east of the 15, which you're still only 25 minutes to the beach, and you'll probably pay half the price there. So I think just trying to figure out what kind of neighborhood you want. You want something more walkable, more city-like. Is probably the heart. That's usually what I start with people when they move here. So, okay, what kind of lifestyle are you looking for? Do you want to be more suburban? Do you want to be by the beach? Do you want a walkable neighborhood? So once you narrow down what kind of vibe you're looking for, it makes it a lot easier. Because some people move here like, we have no idea what you want. I'm like, okay, well, San Diego's like 3 million people. So there's 50 different neighborhoods you can live here. So
and they're all so unique. And that's one of the things I love about San Diego.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good advice. I like that. All right. As more questions keep coming in, we're going to go back to the San Diego news and updates. So this is interesting for me. Bern, have you ever heard of May Gray?
Yep. May Gray and June Gloom.
I feel like growing up, it was always June Gloom. I never really heard of May Gray.
Well, I think May Gray made an appearance probably in the last 10 years. I think probably wasn't always around. So.
All right, so it's not just me, but I wanted people to know that don't live here in San Diego, that San Diego isn't bright and sunny all year round. We do have a little bit of, I wouldn't even call it that bad of weather.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of rain on Sunday.
Overcast, I think, with like drizzles and
exactly
freak out in San Diego. But, once July comes around, it clears up, through the wintertime, basically.
Yeah, I always think like June is the beginning of summer, but actually, if you want the best weather in San Diego, July, August, September.
Yeah, those are the hottest months here, and even October sometimes too. So
yeah, it's a great time.
Thanksgiving can still be hot out, so
it's a great time if you want to like travel to San Diego or just enjoy it as a local. My wife and I's favorite time is like September. Kids are back in school. Sure. Weather's really, really good, and you can go to different attractions. You can do all sorts of different things, and weather's great.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Do you know what the rules for face masks are in San Diego, Bern?
They are, you're supposed to not wear them outside, or you don't have to wear them outside.
Yeah. So the main thing is there's a lot of confusion right now because CDC came out with different guidelines, and I'm not going to get too much into this, but just worth noting that June 15th is really when a lot of these regulations are going to get pulled up.
That's for all of California, not just San Diego, right?
Exactly. For all of California. Exactly. So as of right now, there's still, what is it? So indoor, in public places, concerts, Padres games. These are the places that you still need to wear a mask. And then June 15th is where that's going to change. I'm ready for things to get back to normal.
Supposedly June 15th. Let's not hold our breath to see what they actually say.
That's very true, man. Did you see our YouTuber creator friend just announce he's running for governor?
Meet Steve. What's his name? Meet Steve. That's his name.
Meet Kevin.
Meet Kevin, not Steve. Kevin. I know.
I'm sure Steve would be a good governor too. But
I knew it was Kevin. One of those short, 5-letter names. So
is he really interesting?
Really doing that, or is that just a stunt?
He's really doing it, and now he's documenting everything that he's doing, what it's like going through the process of running for governor.
Oh wow,
Really interesting, and he has some interesting thoughts. I'm actually really interested to hear what he has to say.
interesting. Yeah, I have to check some of that out. I haven't seen it recently.
All right, and as we're going through these news items, we're just about done. Make sure to write your questions in, whatever questions you have about San Diego or whatever questions you have about Bern or myself. Write them in.
Write them in there. We got full of answers here, or full of something. That's for sure.
Full of something. Yeah, I don't know what. Full of what? So next thing is Petco Park. I just want people to know that things are starting to open back up. You can go see Padres games.
I just went on Monday. I went yesterday to Padre.
How was
it?
No,
on Monday. What day is today? I went on Monday.
2 days ago.
2 days.
I almost forgot what day it is too.
I didn't know what day it was. It's been a long week. Let me just say that.
So how was it?
It was good. It was pretty. It felt like the upper levels weren't super full, but down low it felt. Capacity was pretty high. We had room around us and all that stuff. And when you were sitting at your seat, a lot of people were maskless. They also have a vaccination section there. So if you show your vaccination card, you can go, I think, sit in that section without a mask, supposedly. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I was just reading up on it. So there's that section that if you can prove you're vaccinated, then they are seating up to 66%. So 2/3 can actually be in there. Whereas the rest of the park, they are only seating 1/3 of it.
Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense, actually, by the way. It was all spread out.
I'm ready to go back. I haven't been to a game in a while.
This is my first baseball game in like a year and almost a year and a half, probably.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun though.
And just to note, because are you a big baseball fan?
I'm a big Phillies fan, but
okay, that's it.
We're second place there.
Yeah. So second place in the West.
Giants are currently ahead of the Padres. I'm surprised by that.
By one game.
Yeah, one game.
Yep. Neck and neck. Yeah, and other things are opening back up. I had never heard of this before. San Diego Symphony readies for first concert in the Shell. Have you heard of the Shell, Bern?
Where is the Shell?
It's by Shelter Island.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I never have. It's the first symphony or first concert. Is this
first concert? Yeah, it's going to be virtual. So it's been under construction for a while. So the first event is going to be virtual, but they're going to start having events there soon.
I feel like
after June 15th.
Virtually are not the same effect as concerts in person.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah, ready for regular events to come back.
Why people pay for concerts in person, because it's in person. So
yeah, exactly. All right, Bern, I'm sure you've seen this one.
Oh, I did see this. Yeah, it was $825 for single family homes. What I saw there, which I thought seemed low, but that's all of San Diego. So
yeah, so this is for all of San Diego County single family homes in from March to April of 2021. The median price of a home has gone up $25,000. And I can say, well, for one, I think it's interesting because a lot of people that are not in real estate, I saw posting this. So that's how you know, like, it's kind of big news that people are hearing about. But we have our feet on the ground. And I will say last month was the most competitive month for any and all of my buyers out there. Would you say the same?
The most competitive, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although in my last 2 weeks, I've had success getting offers accepted. Maybe actually two of them were because they fell out of escrow. Seeing more houses falling out of escrow. I'm not sure if you're seeing that at all.
For sure.
Which is funny because a lot of times I think they're falling out because the probably doesn't appraise, but and then the next buyer comes in and then it does appraise or it gets closer to appraising because the comps catch up to these homes. And before they were 3 weeks behind the next one, waiting for these other ones to close. Now these ones have closed and now it appraises. So I think that's kind of interesting. So if you ever find houses coming back on the market, I think, did I lose you, Dan? Are you there?
No, I'm still here. I'm just playing around with the different options.
So I actually find if you're ever having a hard time getting offers accepted, try looking for ones that have fallen out of escrow. So I've gotten 2 of those below the price they were in escrow for before. So I thought that was interesting. So
yeah, I also just had some buyers that won out on an offer for a similar reason. And I mean, there's no question, homes are almost selling themselves right now. You can put your home on the market in whatever means you want to, and you have a very good likelihood of getting good money for that property. But there are other things to keep in mind. And one of them is that there are more properties falling out of escrow right now than pretty much any time that I've been in real estate. I don't know about you, Bern, but we're seeing it happen left and right.
I've never seen it happen this much, which kind of makes sense. I think a lot of people are just surprised when they finally get it. I'm like, oh, then I must have overpaid for it if I actually got it. Or, people just get cold feet, whatever it is. There's always a billion reasons. And
buyer's remorse.
Well, why did it fall out? There must be something wrong with it, which usually is not the case, honestly. It's usually the buyer just changed his mind, or an appraisal issue, or they put offers on multiple properties and got another one they liked more. So
yeah, appraisal issues are definitely a thing. I think buyers are coming in so much over asking because, and I hate to use the word desperate, but people are feeling desperate and putting offers that are significantly over asking price. And then once they get that offer accepted, whether it's the strategy ahead of time or not, they're coming in and asking for insane amount of money for credit for repairs because they're trying to recoup some of that money. And so, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Well, my buyers were in second place recently, and a buyer fell out because that was happening. And then an appraisal came in low. And those types of things are happening left and right. But it's a really interesting time because home prices can't continue to go up like this forever. And it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts.
I'm predicting it to start stabilizing in the next 3 months. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I feel. I feel it in my fingers. It's happening.
All right, Bern feels it in his fingers, ladies and gentlemen.
First, guys, what's the date today? May 19th.
Okay, I'm going to write it down in the red book. I need to get a red book for us.
I bet you this time the median home price next month is going to be about the same as it is this month.
Oh, I would love that so much. Okay, here's where I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think that just like this article is saying, some buyers are pumping the brakes. Buyer burnout. That is a real thing.
That's going to be part of it. That's going to be part of it. They're going to stabilize. They have to. That's going to make it stabilize when people stop trying to get homes. And even if maybe it's a temporary thing, then it shoots back up again. But I think you'll see a little lull at the end of the summer. That's what I'm thinking.
I would love to see it. Contrary to popular belief, us as real estate agents do not want prices to continue to go up like this.
I mean, I want my clients to be able to buy a house. That's what or sell their. I mean, sell their house is not a problem, but for people that are trying to buy, it's been challenging.
And so I think that there are a bunch of buyers that are backing out of the market. I think that's, in my experience, and this is totally anecdotal, but it's mostly the buyers that were already having a little bit of a challenging time, and then they just couldn't keep up with the prices rising.
Yeah.
So there still are really strong buyers out there, and I think that they're going to continue to bid each other up for a while. I think the solution we need right now is we need more inventory. That's the main ticket.
Yeah.
And I think that we are going to start seeing it now that June 15th is the date. Everything's starting to open back up. I think a third of San Diegans have been vaccinated or something like that. So there's just been a lot of people waiting just because of what's happening with the pandemic. And I think that's going to, both of those things that we're talking about are going to start to happen. I see it in more like the 5-month period. Maybe after the 5-month period, we'll start to see a little bit of a dip. But I definitely think it's going to start slowing down. Or maybe I just hope it.
August, September. That's what I'm thinking. So,
yeah.
Especially if they start to creep the rates up a little bit, which they haven't really. I still have clients getting 2.75 on a jumbo. So.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing is that it's probably not really going to go up by very much in the next.
Well, they said they weren't going to raise it all year, but I mean, they did creep it up for like 3%, a little over 3%, and then I feel like they brought it back down again. So.
Cool. So that is, and look at this. Check out the sweet new background I have, Bern. How do you feel about that?
I don't have a background like that.
I got it from my my branding girl, who you might know.
Best Life San Diego looks sharp.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, man. So what else do we have to talk about? How has it been for you and for your clients lately?
Like I said, it's been like the last 2 weeks, it's been better. It sort of depends on what price range you're into a little bit. And like I don't know, 800 to 1.1 million one up in, I mean, I do mostly the North County neighborhoods, which is kind of the minimum for a house is probably 800-ish. So those ones still are moving really good but I have seen like less offers though. Are you seeing less offers on properties? I've seen like 2 to 4 when before I was like 10 plus almost on every single one. So I don't know if that's what you're seeing more of or less of or what.
It feels like it's slowing down a little bit. And then it's like, for a second, I start to feel like it's slowing down. And when we say slowing down, it means that an entire weekend of showings isn't booked up for a property within the first 5 minutes. Although that is still happening because it just happened to me this last weekend where, within the first 24 hours of a property being listed, they had showings scheduled from Friday through Sunday and every single time slot filled up. So they had to open up on Monday as well.
Are you seeing that property?
That just happened to me this last weekend, but
okay.
I think that specific property, they totally underpriced it based on recent comps.
Yeah, those are the ones that get those. I mean, they priced it under, like the last comp sold for $1 million, and they're pricing it at $850. I'm like, of course you're going to get, 300 showing requests, and then everyone's going to be pissed off for that. Like, why did you price it that way? And then it goes for 1.1. So
yeah. So we have, let's get some more questions going here. All right, so we already kind of talked about this. Thoughts on Three Roots Communities? I don't really know about the schools, but the air noise, as Bern was saying,
Mira Mesa schools, which are San Diego Unified. I mean, you can look at the ratings on there. We're not really supposed to say which ones are good and which ones are bad, but I think the Mira Mesa schools are like 8s, 9s, and 10s on the great school ratings. So take that for what it's worth. So, but San Diego Unified sometimes gets a bad rap on their schools aren't as good, but there's still plenty of good schools in San Diego Unified.
I think if you're even a little bit interested, just go get signed up with all 3 of those builders, get on their priority list. You're going to be far back right now, but it doesn't mean you won't have an opportunity, but you probably won't have one this year. It's just probably going to be pushed
I mean, there's only 200 homes going to be actually sold this year. You got to wait till next year probably. And if the market cools, maybe those prices, they don't like prices go down on new construction because then people bought in the first phase get really upset. So
That's right.
Well, maybe they won't raise the prices as quickly as I'm thinking, since there's a lot of demand in there. Are they doing the bidding wars things up Three Roots? Have you heard that?
I was just going to ask you, Bern. I was just going to ask you.
I know a lot with them this week, so I'm curious to see what I have some clients on the priority list, but I'm not sure. They might not. I don't think they're selling it to everybody on the priority list. Otherwise, they would get bidding wars out the wazoo on there.
Yeah, I got here. I'll share what my client shared with me this morning. So he got an email from Shay. Shout out to you, John, if you're watching. That they're with Shay Mortgage. So they opened up at like 7 a.m. to be able to go on and get on their priority list. Mm-hmm. And he got on at 7:01. He probably got it, everything submitted by 7:02. And they basically just said, thanks for submitting your pre-qualification application with Shay Mortgage. As you know, the order in which applications have been submitted determines the placement of the priority list. And they basically go on to say that they're already sold out of their first phase, and he hasn't even gotten pre-qualified. He just is in line to get pre-qualified.
I thought they hadn't even sold the houses yet. I thought they were just opening the priority list. They actually sold the houses already in phase 1?
So it says at this time, all of the places have been secured.
Oh, okay. Yes, they did.
So I don't know if they're necessarily sold yet, or if they just got so many people in that they're like, we're just going to hang on to these people on the priority list. Or, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to, I have no idea, but like maybe there's some friends and family front of the line list going on. I have no idea.
The Shea Homes list, representative list or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? All we know is, like we were saying before, there are, 12,000 people on these lists. And
that's a remarkable amount of people. So.
It really is. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have here?
Oh, and the thing about the air quality. Did you say something about air quality?
Yes.
Oh, air noise. I mean, it's right by Miramar. So even from my house, I live, probably 10 miles north of there, and I still get air noise. It's not like it's all day, but when they fly those jets over, you can hear a jet coming from pretty far away. And that's like in the backyard. So I've heard the builders have taken that into account, which I'm not even sure what that means. Yeah, we take into account that there's a airport right behind us, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to hear it, but again, it's not all day. So, I mean, when I hear
It's
it, I
not
don't even
commercial.
bother me. Unless I'm on a Zoom call like this, then I hear it, but it's only for 10 seconds and it's gone. So,
Yeah, it's not a commercial airport. It's just for
Right.
Military.
Yes, but those jets can be loud. So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of fun to watch them flying around over there
yeah,
too.
Top Gun 2 comes out this summer. I'm pretty excited about that. So,
Oh really? Oh, that's fun.
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise still look like he's 20?
Yeah, he is, but Val Kilmer is in it, and he does not look like he's 20 anymore.
Oh yeah, man! I should pull up a photo of Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bern, why don't you read this question, and I'm going to pull up a photo of Val Kilmer. What he looks
I got
like.
here late, so sorry after this. You covered this. What are your thoughts on West Chula Vista? We have looked at new homes near Otay Ranch, but I like being close to downtown. Am I crazy? I mean, it's not that far from downtown, but I mean, you can't like walk to downtown, obviously. I think the neighborhoods are really nice back there. Honestly, I don't get down there that much. I'm more the North County neighborhoods, but some of the new communities they have down there are pretty nice. So,
yeah, so it's interesting. So Chula Vista is what the oh man, I'm blanking on it. It's like the 4th largest city in California or something like that. So
yeah,
Chula Vista
in San Diego, right? Chula Vista.
Yeah, it's a big place, but if you were to Google Chula Vista to downtown San Diego, I think Google Maps will tell you like 15 minutes or something like that.
The traffic can be much worse than that getting out of there.
And not only that, but Otay Ranch specifically is deep east in Chula Vista. So you basically can almost double that time. You're looking at 25 minutes, at least 20 to 25 minutes with no traffic, and with traffic, probably 45.
Right now, let's see how long it would take.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up Val Kilmer here for us. So this is Val Kilmer.
Oh man.
Wow. He's not the guy that he used to be, man. Well, it'll be interesting to see how how it turns out in Top Gun. I love how we're talking about Top Gun.
Otay Ranch, Petco Park. It takes right now. Oh, if you walk, it would take 5 hours. Just
I don't walk. Don't walk.
22 minutes right now.
Okay.
If we went, what time is it now? It's 6:15 in the evening.
That's not bad.
This is still COVID time, so when people start going back to work more, it might be a little bit longer than that.
But yeah, I personally like Otay Ranch a lot, just because it's one of the few places in San Diego you could get a lot of new construction options,
like affordable price points too, at least compared to
absolutely. And I think I've had clients recently looking in like Bonita as well, and that's another cool section of Chula Vista.
Sure, yeah.
All right, Bern, what types of clients are you getting, and how is everyone affording these price hikes? Great question.
I mean,
Suave June. How do you say that? Suave Junho?
Juno, maybe? Not sure.
All right.
What types of clients? I mean, I get all different types of clients. I mean, I have a American Airlines pilot right now. I have a lot of Bay Area people, which I think it might be part of the issue with these price hikes. No offense to the Bay Area people, but I feel like they are used to like these bidding wars and going way over asking price. And I think San Diego wasn't quite ready for these huge bidding wars. Usually they do bidding wars. Yeah, we had 4 offers. We went $15,000 over. Bay Area people were like, oh yeah, 200 grand over. Yeah, sure. It's like that Apple video, the one with the little guy with the holding the apple.
Yes.
Like that's what
that is a great video.
I'll bid $200,000 over. I don't care. I'm from California. So that's what it reminds me of. So, I mean, we get people from all over the country, not just Bay Area, Chicago, Jersey, Texas. So, and I know everyone says there's an exodus out of California. I don't feel like it, Dan. I'm not sure if you feel like that's any different to you.
Yeah, I need to. I've tried to look up the statistics before. I would love to figure this out. There was something the other day talking about how California's population has declined for the first time. I don't remember how long. I forget what that article was. I should have pulled that one up. That would have been good. But if you were to ask me, I would bet a lot of money on the fact that there are more people in San Diego right now than there was this time last year. And it's just like you're saying, Bern. People can work remotely. They can work from anywhere. So people in the Bay Area that are sick of the weather, that are sick of the cold beaches, they want to be somewhere warmer. Then they're coming down here. And we're both getting a lot of clients from the Bay Area. We're getting clients from all sorts of big cities. Also, the Navy is the number one employer of the city of San Diego, so we get a lot of military, and honestly, a lot of military we get can't afford homes right now, but every situation is different. There's, especially when they're married or have multiple incomes incoming down here, then sometimes, I get a lot of people that can afford it in that type of situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing the same thing. So, and some people just have gigantic down payments too. And when you're trying to compete, people that have, or just normal down payments, like 20% or 10% or whatever it is, it's hard to compete against these people that are all cash. Or put an offer on recently on a condo in Oceanside, and there was only 5 offers. I'm like, oh, great. And 3 of them were all cash. I'm like, oh, great. So, yeah. And it's just hard to compete with all cash. It's just, I mean, I would choose all cash too if I had with a 10-day close. It's hard to do.
Yeah, and another one of the questions that I get all the time is like, why are the banks allowing loans to be at a certain price? Like, why are banks allowing people to get loans for these homes? And the answer is the bank's going to get an appraisal done, and a lot of times these appraisals are coming in low, so the buyers have to come in out of pocket for extra money. Just recently, I was in a situation where buyers were $200,000 out of pocket over appraisal price, between the appraisal price and what the purchase price is. Sure. And so it's not just that you have to have great credit. It used to be that you just have to have pre-approval to get a house and then write a good offer. But now, on top of that, a lot of scenarios you have to have a whole bunch of extra cash in the bank just to show that you will be able to make up if the appraisal comes in low. Now, not every situation is like that. Like you were just saying, Bern, you got some properties that had fallen out of contract and gotten some, deals for this market. But yeah, it's tough. It's really tough right now.
Yeah, it's been, and I know I keep saying it, but I think it's going to cool soon. It's not going to, prices aren't going to go down, but I think I'm seeing less multiple offer situations on it. I think the biggest jump has already occurred, in my opinion.
I think so too.
Going up another, what was the percent it went up in a month? It's not
from 8 to 824.
Yeah, we're not going to see that again, I don't think, in the immediate future. So that's what I believe.
I hope you're right, Bern. I agree, but I hope you're right.
I got this.
All right, what else do we have here? All right, thoughts on the California eviction moratorium. Do you believe we will see an increase in housing inventory once it expires? Bern, you want to start with that one, or you want me to go for it?
You go for it. You go. I'll chime in.
Okay, so yeah, this is an interesting one. The first thing I would want to know is it going to get pushed back again? Because they have pushed it back, 3-4 times already. I haven't heard anything about whether it's going to be pushed back or not. I don't know for sure. I know the city of San Diego has added their own extension onto it for, I forget if it's 90 days or 2 months. So they've added their own extension onto it. So San Diego as a whole, you'll have San Diego County, and then the city of San Diego is about half of the county size as far as population.
Sure, yeah.
So only half of San Diego will have that go through all at once, and then the other half will go through a couple months later. The thing about the eviction moratorium is that, well, a couple things. One, how many people are actually going to get evicted? We know that there were a lot of people that took advantage of the CARES Act and pushed back their mortgages. The question is, how many of those people actually needed to do it, or how many of those people just went on to pay their mortgage bill and saw literally a button in the corner that said, basically, pause your payments for a couple of months. Click here if you need assistance. And that was it. That was really all you had to do to get a delay in payments. And I know several people that took that, as an advantage, and kind of is what it is. So I think that there will be people that end up, getting evicted. I do believe there will be some foreclosures, but both of those processes take a long time. And so you're really going to see, it's not going to be a flood of homes hitting the market. It'll be like a few at a time over the course of 12 months. Yeah. And don't read the headlines when it comes to this stuff, because all the time, it's like my wife's favorite thing to send over to me when she sees the headline that there are, 800 new homes hitting the market because they were, evicted or foreclosed on. And then you'll actually go look through it, and there's one of those is actually a single family property. 700 of them are timeshares and like, some other plots of land. So that's what we're seeing right now.
Timeshare, I'll give you that probably. So
yeah. So I think I would love to say that it's going to have a big effect. I think we need that to start happening again, but we need 15,000 homes for sale in San Diego County, and right now we have 2,000 single family homes for sale in San Diego County.
There's a little bit of a problem with that number.
Yeah, so we're not going to see 13,000 homes hit the market. Because
the other problem with it is prices have gone up so much in the last year and a half.
Yes,
everyone has so much equity in their home, they would just sell their property, not foreclose on it. So
very good point.
I mean, just like why would all these go to foreclosure when they have $200,000 in equity in it now? So, which,
to be fair, at least that's more homes hitting the market. But
that's true.
Yeah,
if they have to sell it, that's great. But I'm just saying that foreclosure properties, I just don't see it. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, if you run the numbers, they could be. Let's say someone's $30,000 behind on their mortgage. They just gained that back last month. It's crazy.
That's a good point.
So, all right, Bern. Well, what else? What else do we need to talk about today?
What else is going on in San Diego?
Hey, you know what? You had like your first day off, even though you took a bunch of calls.
I did. I haven't had one since like January 1st, essentially. I've been working like almost every day, at least. I mean, especially the weekends. And I always say I'm going to try to take a day off during the week, but it's just been, we do, like me and you both do a lot of emails, or emails, videos. So it just can get a little hectic, when I'm trying to catch up on something else comes up and more showings pop up and all these other
writing
things.
offers.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're looking for the market to change a little bit too, so we don't have to, run around town with our heads cut off. So, again, I think it's coming. So
I'm ready. Yeah. And is there anything that you are specifically excited about for June 15 when everything starts open back up again?
I just want things to go back to normal, just go to, I went to the Padre game this past week. That was great, but still I'd like to be able to hopefully not wear a mask to a Padre game or hang out downtown, which I haven't really got downtown at all during this pandemic, much at least. So traveling, I really want to travel this summer. So hopefully go back and see my parents. I'm back on the East Coast. So my brother was just out here for my birthday, so that was good to see him. And maybe more karaoke. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we were scheduled to go. So my wife's family is 100% Italian. My wife and her family 100% Italian.
Nice.
They've never been to Italy. So we were supposed to go April of 2020.
Oh, you were? Yeah. And then everything got closed down a month before that.
That was the first place that got closed down.
Oh, that got hit the hardest too, right?
Yeah.
So you guys rescheduling, or I guess you still probably can't go to Europe, I guess, yet, right?
Yeah, it's kind of pushed off indefinitely. We'll see when it actually happens. I would love for them to get out there and check it out. At some point it'll happen and it'll be great. But we just plan a trip to Cabo in June, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Where are you staying down there? Or you just?
I have no idea.
Okay,
it's an all-inclusive without children.
Oh, sounds amazing. Yeah, we went there like 2 years ago with our kids, which was great. But yeah, Cabo's an easy flight from San Diego, so that's a good one for sure.
Have you ever driven down to like Valle de Guadalupe in Mexico?
I've never driven into Mexico.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just never have. I don't know why. So.
Well, that's great. Since things are starting to open back up, that's a great little food and wine area. That's just a great like overnight or 2-night place. You drive there from San Diego.
Interesting. Oh, I have one other question. This is unrelated to that. I want to make a video about this. I'm not sure. Maybe you made a video about this. Where's the best places to buy an Airbnb if you wanted to run it out full time?
That is a fantastic question, and I wish I knew the answer to. You're the one in this call that actually owns an Airbnb. So I feel like you should be giving some advice.
I have one up in the mountains, but not.
Oh, where in San Diego?
Yeah, in San Diego. Where would you buy it?
Yeah, so I think San Diego is an interesting place because they've been back and forth about trying to propose litigation to remove Airbnbs altogether or to minimize them to some degree. But I would definitely just make sure you're in an area that is very Airbnb friendly. The one place that comes to mind for me, if you have the money to be able to afford, is Mission Beach.
Yeah, Mission Beach and Pacific Beach, I think, is pretty Airbnb friendly too.
It's very Airbnb friendly, but I would say Mission Beach is basically no locals living there. It's basically
rentals there, and they just kind of, that's what's going on down there. So yeah, if any other place in San Diego, it's Mission Beach. I know Oceanside's got a decent amount of them too, so that's another
for sure.
Check out. But yeah, those are probably, and there's some of the other metro areas like North Park, South Park. You can get away with it too. So
yeah, there are places that you can get away with it now, but I'm just
it could
some
change.
of the places I would be concerned.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we got one last question here, unless anyone else writes in. We got this one here from Brian. Brian cannot apply for a mortgage until February, 2-year mark of his new business. Is this too late to qualify for a new construction home to move into next summer? And for anyone that doesn't know, if you start a new business, you usually need 2 years of tax records to be able to qualify for a loan. So that's what he's talking about there. Too late to qualify for a new construction home to move into next summer. So summer of 2022. What do you think, Bern?
I mean, we run into the same issue because we're 1099 employees basically. So whenever we had to buy a house, we basically had to stop writing things off for 2 years. So we had enough or at least shown income to do it. So, I mean, you have to talk to a lender. We're not lenders, so I wouldn't be the best person to answer that question. But I would say it could be tough. Yeah.
So to move into next summer, I mean,
there are like stated income loans you could find sometimes if you have, if you could show that might be possible. Statements. But a lender would be the right one to talk. We should have a lender on the show one of these days.
Yeah, we need to start having some top secret guests coming on. That'd be fun.
Did you get Captain Carrasco's other question? Are there reputable mortgage lenders you prefer working with?
Oh, geez, I missed that one. The only thing, the thing I'll add to that, Brian, is a lot can change between now and next summer. And just because there are very long lists for a lot of the new construction that we're talking about, the priority list, still some of them, they're waiting until a property is a couple months out from being, you can move into it. So just because there are these massive lists right now doesn't mean there won't be any opportunity, but the Three Roots community specifically has a very, very long list. So that one is probably going to be a challenge. All right. And Captain Carrasco, am I saying that right?
Carrasco. Mm-hmm.
Are there reputable mortgage lenders you prefer working with or recommend that can provide a competitive edge when placing an offer? What do you think, Bern?
Yeah, I mean, I always recommend, no offense to like the Quicken loans and those ones. If you're in a competitive market where there's multiple offers on everything, go with a local lender. So whether it's, we can refer you one, or it's just someone that people know in the area, that helps a lot. And one that's communicative, because some of these banks, they never pick up the phone. They won't work on the weekends. Like my mortgage guy that I work with all the time answers whenever I call, because he knows I help him get business as well. So he wants to make sure that I'm happy and my clients are happy. So whoever your realtor is, I would ask who lender they use, because they don't make money off their lender. I know some people think, if I refer you someone, they're going to make money off it. They just want you to close on the loan and get you the best service you possibly can. We deal with lenders all the time, and we know the good ones. So I would always go with whatever one your realtor recommends. And I'm happy to put up mine, the one I use all the time. But yes, I think Quicken Loans and what's the other one? Rocket Mortgages. Same. I'm not the same thing. They're great for like refinancing or a market that's not super crazy. But in this market, use one that is going to get the job done too. So, and that's someone that communicates.
Who's your lender?
His name is Jason Vanderpoort. I put it in the chat. Does that matter or no?
Yeah.
Put it in there.
All right. And I could not agree more. I have a lender that is fantastic as well. Here's what's really important in my eyes is when I get an offer, when I have a listing and I have sellers, and the offer comes in and I find out that they're using that real estate agent's favorite lender. It is their preferred lender, the lender they work with all the time. Well, guess what? Us as real estate agents, when you've done a couple of deals, you've dealt with really poor lenders that do not communicate, do not get the deal done. I've had lenders that misquoted my clients by thousands of dollars, how much money they're going to owe. They just made some huge errors. And you, once you've worked with a really bad lender, you know the importance of working with a really good one. My lender will actually physically pick up the phone and call every single time I put in an offer. Call that listing agent, and he is a sweet talker, and he's gonna tell them how qualified you are. He's gonna tell them how awesome it is to work with you, all that stuff. So yeah, he's great. My lender is Danny Drysdale with Intercap Lending. I cannot recommend
his
enough.
info. I don't have his info. Just send that to me too. I don't know.
I will.
We all,
yeah.
Sometimes I like to give more than one option just so people have choices.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more question before we finish up here, Bern. Oh, right. One more thing I did want to mention. Yeah, lenders cannot pay real estate agents for recommending them. It is a RESPA violation. It cannot happen. So yeah, there's no monetary reward coming back from my lender. I just work with them because they're awesome.
Yeah. Mine wished me happy birthday on my birthday. That was nice. Huh?
That is nice. All right. Favorite piece of nature in San Diego, Bern?
Ooh. I really like Torrey Pines State Park. Is that a piece of nature? That's a piece of nature.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Balboa Park, but that's not really nature, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, Balboa Park is huge.
Yeah.
And so there's just so much to do there. Man, it's hard to say a favorite, but that's one of my favorite things about San Diego is there's so much public land that is easily accessible by everybody. So you can have like we have a picnic planned on Saturday when I'm done with showings, and we're going to Kate Sessions Park, which is really cool. It's kind of like it's like this big hill kind of overlooking Pacific Beach. I mean, you can't ignore the oceans. I mean, that would be some nature. The bay is a really cool area to hang around in and go paddleboarding in. And Mission Trails Regional Park has a whole bunch of trails, which is really fun.
Have you been to Lake Poway? Lake Poway is really cool too.
I have not been to Lake Poway.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
I just did a video on Poway now. So I was like, went to the lake. I was like, it's really nice over there.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Chip Rock over there as well.
I'm going to say my favorite is La Jolla because those waters are protected. So you can see things there that you can't see other places in San Diego. There are a lot of like, you could get like kayaking tours and paddleboarding tours over there. There's no motorized boats allowed in those waters. And those waters are protected. So you get tiger sharks, you get all sorts of Garibaldi fish? Is that what they're called? I feel like I'm butchering this.
To go in that water. There's tiger sharks in there. Not going in there. It's crazy.
They're not dangerous, Bern. They can't hurt you.
You mean leopard?
Yeah, that's
tiger sharks are leopard sharks, right?
Did I say it wrong?
Tiger sharks are like the garbage can of the sea. They'll eat anything.
Okay,
leopard
let's see.
Sharks are
yeah, I think you're right. Let's make sure I'm not saying this right.
I remember that in Jaws. So trust me.
It's not a tiger shark. Let's just pull this up here. It is not one of these. I promise you. You don't. I mean, maybe there are some of those.
That's the guy I don't want to see in the ocean. So
leopard sharks.
Yeah, leopard sharks.
All right, leopard sharks. Okay, yes, these guys.
These
guys are fun.
Yes,
they're
fun. The ones. I just went to the Birch Aquarium in La Jolla yesterday with my kids. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just these waters over here. It's not like your traditional white sandy beach to just like lay out in, but it's like as far as like really nice nature, you can't beat it.
Yeah, the tide pools over there too. It's really nice. Yeah.
Some really great restaurants up there.
For sure.
Beautiful views. Best sunset in San Diego, I'd say. All right, Bern, what do you think? Should we wrap this one up?
I think so. Yeah, hopefully we're going to do, what do we say? We're going to try this every 2 weeks or so?
Yep. So 2 weeks, we will be on your channel, which is right here. You just type in Living in San Diego and you will find Bern's channel. Log in there in 2 weeks. We're shooting for 5 o'clock unless Bern has a last minute run to go pick up his daughter.
I had a children emergency I had to get to, unfortunately. So I appreciate you waiting for me, Dan. I'll make sure I'm on time the next time. So
it's all good. Just happy to have you here. This was a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for wrote in some questions. If you have any additional questions, if you're watching the replay, throw it in the comment section below, and I promise I will respond to you.
Sounds good.
All right, Bern. Thanks a lot. Have a good one, man.
Thanks.